Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we'll be talking through the basics of Formula 1 and some terms that you might not know. Of course, I'm a racing driver, so I'm going to kind of talk you through a little bit and show you what it's like as a racing driver's point of view. Okay, so the first point is oversteer. So this is when you turn in and the rear tyres have a bit less grip than the front, and so the back of the car will kind of step out and it will go wide, which means you kind of drift basically. This is not perfect, but it is more desirable than understeer, really, where of course the front will do the same. I'll come on to that in a minute. Some series like karting, you want oversteer in some cases, like locking the rear brakes, which also I'll get onto in a minute. But locking up the brakes in the braking zone kind of helps step the car out and get it angled into the corner better, so it can be helpful as well as a hindrance. Obviously, like Formula 1, you probably won't want much oversteer, but it's better than understeer. So understeer is basically the opposite of oversteer. It's when the front tyres don't have enough grip. This means that when you turn into the corner, the car or cart will kind of push forwards and not really turn in. This is what you definitely don't want. However, some drivers, notably Jenson Button, they prefer understeer to oversteer. That is probably through difference of driving style, where Jenson would be much more on the throttle side of things. However, personally, and I probably go with most racing drivers' opinion, that oversteer is more desirable than understeer. So, lockups. They are when you hit the brakes and you actually hit them so hard that the tyres actually stop turning. Now, again, in karting, you want this. This is to help step the cart out again, like I say, and angle the cart into the corner. However, when you have cars, you really don't want to be locking up, because that also means that you're going to run really wide into the entrance of the corner. You'll have understeer. And even with these 2022 cars, they're proving very hard to unlock them, so get the wheels turning again, which is not good. Which is not a good thing. But yeah, you really don't want to be locking up, because it also wears out the tyres. You have flat spots on them, which obviously are like areas of the tyre which are flat, and this can wear them away quite quickly, and you really don't want to be wearing the tyres out in sports like F1. So yeah, that's what locking up is. It can be useful, but most of the time it isn't. And it's a mistake that can be easily made when you're on cold tyres or in the wet. In the wet, it's quite easy to lock up. You have to be very soft on the brake, not soft, but quite controlled on the brake. And yeah, that means that locking up, it's always a risk that you're going to lock up into a corner. And if you do, it is quite annoying, especially if you lose position. But yeah, let's move on to Camber. So Camber, this is going to be really hard to explain without visuals. I'm sure Leo or Robert, our editors, they'll probably put some image on the screen. But Camber is basically, if you can imagine looking at an F1 car straight on and you can see the tyres, it's how, what angle they kind of sit at in relation to the car. So if you imagine them being dead straight up, they kind of step out a little bit at the bottom, so it kind of angles towards the car a bit. This just improves the initial turning and changes the amount of tyre in contact with the road. I don't know a great deal about this, however, it is quite an interesting subject if that's your kind of thing. This is all part of just fine-tuning the car or the cart to make it perfect for you or the track. This is what all teams will be doing in testing. They'll be changing the camber and all sorts like that as well. So it's always just a part of fine-tuning the car, really. Which brings us on to toe, which is, alright, this is even harder to explain. Imagine a bird's eye view of the car, and the tyres, they obviously, the front tyres are dead straight. Imagine them being slightly, both of them angled in towards the front wing, so they're looking a little bit closer to like the middle of the car. It's very minute, same with Camber, it's very minute. But this actually offers more grip as you turn into the corner, if you angle it in or out. It actually offers more grip into the corner, and the initial turn-in is improved. However, it does increase the friction down the straights, because there's more contact on the road. And this is what Das did last year. No, was it last year? One of the years, I think it might have been 2020, from Mercedes. What it did was when they pulled the steering wheel, the toe would go in, it would be more straight. So then on the straights they had less friction, so they had a bit more top speed. And into the corners they push it back, and that meant they had that initial turn in as well. And that is it, guys. So please subscribe, because we want to launch this channel. It's a very new channel, and our shorts are actually doing incredibly well compared to our podcasts and videos. So please do subscribe. I understand that it's a small channel, and I know the feeling of not really wanting to subscribe to a small channel because, you know, it's a little bit dodgy. But we'll be committed to this channel. There's 4 of us all working at it. Myself, Andrew, Robert, and our friend Leo. All of us, you know, we're all committed to it. So I would really appreciate it if you guys would subscribe. It's free to do, and, you know, it takes a couple seconds. Whereas for us, we put in hours of work into this content. And that's it, everyone. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.